need this to cut away.
Yeah.
The whole Kenya is building in Ethiopia. I mean, in Somalia have been without government for quite some time, and the parliamentarians, some of them, they're youth.
We will help. Kenya is a country that we have very many educated people. As you know, Somalia is a neighbor to Kenya, and it has a lot of challenges. Because of its own challenges, we have also been affected. So in terms of security, in terms of trade, in terms of also human trafficking, all those things we wanted to share with our counterpart, the legislators of the Somali parliament, and therefore it was received very well. And in our discussion, we talked it very candidly, and many things we agreed because we have a lot of things in common. Neighbors, especially IGAD members of state, and the African Union, every country must defend its own citizens in one way or another. Kenya is part of AMISOM, and obviously our AMISOM troops need support because majority of the concentration of Al-Shabaab is on the southern part, which neighbors with Kenya. And you know, in Kenya we had suffered many blows as far as the attack of Al-Shabaab is concerned. And therefore, we will use all means to make sure that our country is peaceful. And you help us to go around in the town and go and interact with the restaurant here. So, if you know historically, Kenya has taken a very, very bold step and a very friendly. When Somalia disintegrated, majority of the Somalis went to Kenya. We gave them home. That's where over 600,000 refugees are living, and over 1 million living in urban centers. That's where now they have flourished and they are doing their business. And also we started trying to bring them together. Way back since these things happened. It happened in Eldoret, it happened in Baghdadi. That's where we formed the second government in Somalia, which really restored peace and order in Mogadishu. And therefore, and up to today, we house many of them. And therefore, it was very important for us to really engage them more because they are our neighbors. And therefore, we must try to minimize any problem that will come to us. And therefore, we have all agreed in one way or another to help each other. And this time, we will not only help them militarily, we want also to look at areas where we can try to help them on governance, we help them on capacity building, because Kenya is full of human resources. And therefore, we want to show the other good part of whatever. Without institution building in Somalia, I think this problem will not go away.
You did not buy this from anyone.
So actually, it's a wonderful job. Anyway, we will tell the Kenyan people, and because of that security concern, the legislators are now taking a further step to go and engage with where the problem is coming from, especially the legislators and other stakeholders, to make sure that they also help their citizens to de-radicalize them, because there are many radicals here, and also to find a way and means whereby they can give their youth employment and also hope, because these are the youth that are really, their minds are always poisoned, and therefore there must be an alternative way of handling. They should not only concentrate on Mogadishu, but make sure that other parts of Somalia is really governable. You see many of us coming even individually. Some, Kenyans are entrepreneurs.
We have had to make steps, to intervene. Kenya has done very well. The Kenyan military has done very well. Their entry into the African Union mission was a game changer. In the sense, most of the areas that were under the control of Al-Shabaab have been taken over by the government of Somalia with the help of KDF and other forces. You can name the areas, Kismayu, Southwest, all the areas which were under the control of Al-Shabaab are now taken over, except a few which are remaining, and we hope that with the deployment of more troops, they're going to extend to those areas. But the big challenge which we expect the Somali government to undertake is to ensure that the administrative units which have caused vacuum in most areas are put in place so that the governance extends to the grassroots, so that we don't just have a government in Mogadishu which has no idea what is going on in the grassroots. And that way I think the areas that have been liberated will have control of the government, they'll have administrative units, they'll have military functioning, the police functioning, the judiciary, and all other institutions to ensure that the political process is complete.